Well, I figure since I'm just sitting here, not doing anything, now would be yet again another opportunity to turn on the spirit box and see what has to be said and post the words for you guys according to what it says. With that in mind, let's jump into it. I guess they're wanting me to tell you again what happened to my stuff, what happened to my life, what happened to my situation. Well, I guess I can even take this opportunity to do some of that. Jeez. It's been creeping up on a year now that Kelly passed away. And when Kelly passed away, me and Belize, we lost everything. The system that was designed to help us wasn't there. And our lives began to crumble and fall down around us. Being a current widowed mom at the time, I was doing everything I could do to try to keep everything going in a way that was best for my child, but the system just continues to fail us still to this day. I mean, to try to sum it up, I mean, this ain't an easy thing to talk about, even though I've talked about it almost over and over. But when everything first happened, it started out with a fight between me and Kelly. And he told me that God wasn't real and I had to choose between him and God. I begged him not to do that, trying to plead with him, you know what I'm going to choose, don't you? And I chose God. He was so enraged, he physically threw me out of the house because I chose God over him. Well, our fight continued for about a month and a half, and he was wanting me to come back, but I wasn't wanting to come back because we couldn't seem to come to a conclusion about the issue about my faith. And I went through a dark period where I was quite sad and depressed, and well, the next day Kelly called and he mocked me for being alive, and he ended up dying of a heart attack therefore shortly after. Now, while this was all going on, I was out of state, already having an alternator issue with my vehicle. I got a call when the vehicle was getting picked up by a tow company that Kelly had died from a heart attack. And I had to think of everything quick and on the spot, what to do with my child and everything, trying to get up there as fast as I could. Well, I was not going to be able to get the alternator fixed. See that right there? I've already mixed up the story, because before the alternator, well, after the alternator, I got an alternator, got it in, and then something was going on with the transmission. See, I've just totally butchered this, attempting to tell you guys what's going on, because there's just so much. But anyways, so it was the alternator, got the alternator fixed, and then the transmission wouldn't shift. So, creeping along the side of the expressway with my four-ways on, traveling at about 5 miles an hour, trying to make my way to Michigan, I finally got into an area to where something happened with the engine. And see, I can't do this. It's ridiculous. Feels like nobody really cares anyhow. I mean, the cops didn't care when they lied and they took everything. I can't do this. I don't know, I guess I guess I thought I could talk about it, but I guess apparently I can't talk about it. I mean, it still hurts a lot to talk about what happened. I never would have been like the way those horrible people were taking my child's home right before Christmas. Her father just died, and literally days before Christmas they take her home. Forget about me, they took her home. All they seen was he died and they wanted all his stuff. They didn't care about an innocent 3-year-old child. They didn't care about even how I might have been feeling. We were having a fight when he died, for crying out loud. And when I got back, they were already taking all kinds of stuff, and all they cared about, like vultures, was getting their hands on stupid physical possessions. I called the cops, telling them they had no right to be touching and moving stuff. The cops didn't care. Landlord even told them nobody had a right to be there but me, Kelly, and the baby, and the cops let them stay and believed all their lies and everything they said, regardless of all the other attempts. And they took everything. Me and my child, we had to leave. I didn't even have her car seat. I did not have her boots. I did not have none of her stuff. And the lies just continued. And there's so much to all of this. And it's like, I don't know why I bother. I mean, I know why I'm bothering, because they asked me to share with you some of the things that happened with taking this stuff. But it's not easy to talk about, because it still hurts. It's almost been a year, and it's not about the stuff. It's about how the system has failed me horribly. Nobody had a right to be taking stuff out of our home. And it was so pathetic. I begged and pleaded with them. They did not care. You should hear the stuff I have on the recordings from these people. It's just ridiculous. Anyhow. They took our home. They took everything we had. They vandalized my other vehicle to where I didn't even have a vehicle. They were just so horrible. All of them in every way. And we lost everything, all because of death and greed and selfishness. I mean, all because all they cared about was material crap. They didn't care that I had a recording from Kelly saying what he wanted. I mean, what would make them think that Kelly would have wanted his child homeless right before Christmas? Right after losing him? What would make them think that he would care so little about his daughter that he would not have wanted her there at his own funeral? In a way, I feel so bad for trying to stick up for them all the time that I did, trying to find excuses for everything that was going on. And he kept cutting them out of their lives, out of his life. And finally he was happy when they were all removed out of his life. And then he died, and like vultures, they came in for everything just to circle around the dead and to pick away at everything they could. I don't know, it's not so easy for me to talk about this right now. I thought I could have done a little bit better, but apparently it just isn't as easy as I thought it would be. I don't like talking bad, I don't like talking negative, I don't like talking when I'm sad. I guess I didn't realize how much I was still hurting a little bit over this. Which is funny, because there's times I could talk about it and it's like it doesn't bother me at all. And there's times like right now, for some reason, I'm just filled with so much sadness and it's like overwhelming. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm gonna shut up and push the spirit box one more time, and then I'm turning this off because I don't even know what I'm gonna include in here, because I'm just sick to my stomach thinking about how little people have cared. And I find it so hard to talk about after going on this long. I really don't know what to say or do, so I guess since I said I was going to push this one more time, I'll push it one more time before I end this video. So with that in mind, I'm wrapping up this session. Peace out.